Yo, it's the Virgin Noah. Now, I haven't zanked in like 12 years. And I just feel like it's unfair for people to say that that was my prerogative or that was it was my fault. You know what I mean? Because it's not my fault. It's not all my fault. I take some blame. Yes, I didn't try to zank any girls. Really, I guess I did try. I tried a little bit, but at the beginning, but not later. But it's not all my fault. This is also, I feel like, you know how I went through that whole stage with Jesus Christ and everything. So I feel kind of like, remember I said I thought that it was like everybody that I grew up with, it kind of just did that to me, kind of isolated me. But again, I isolated partly because I wanted to do it, but also because nobody was reaching out to me, and I felt like I didn't want to give 100% in a relationship if people aren't, because I want to give, because it's supposed to be a 50-50 thing, you know what I mean? Because it's supposed to be a 50-50 thing, you know what I mean? I give 50, you give 50, so I hit you up, we hang out, whatever. You hit me up, we hang out, whatever. You know, like that's how it's supposed to be. It's like a 50-50 thing. I put in effort, you put in effort in a relationship, whether it's boy, boy, girl, 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 boy, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? But in Diddy's case, like, I ain't trying to like stick up for Diddy or anything. But I feel like it's a problem that I've done so much. Like, you Google me, you know, look what I've done on social media. Look what I did with when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people knew who I was. A lot of people know who I am. But does anybody, do I have any groupies? Do I have any girls? No. And most of the time when I have gone out and tried to get girls have acted like they didn't want me, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I almost end up getting in trouble for hitting on girls. Like, I got a fucking criminal trespass warning for hussing, for hitting on some girls, bro. You know what I mean? Like, so you can't even hit on girls. Like, you can't even be like, yo, do you want to zank? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's sexual harassment. And you can't pay for it. That's fucking, sex trafficking. Right? So, all these rules, all these laws, you know what I mean? Shout out to Diddy. All these rules, all these laws, you know, I can't even have a girl come from a different state to come out here. That's sex trafficking. You know what I mean? Like, so, the world needs to hear this. I haven't zanked in 13 years. I love to zank. It's the name of my fucking company. I love to zank. It's what I like to do. But the thing is, you can't zank. Like, you know what I mean? Like, without getting in trouble. Either that or the girls just don't like you. You know what I mean? Enough to do that. Like, they need to know who you are. You know what I mean? So that takes time. That takes a lot of time. The way that the government wants that to go down takes too much fucking time. It takes too much time. Oh, you meet a girl, you know what I mean? You fucking take her on a date, you know what I mean? You fucking wine and dine. You fucking zank and try to have a kid. You know what I mean? Like that's the way the government wants it to go. But the thing is, that's hard, man. You can't just do that. Like, it's not easy to do. It's like, it's not that easy, man. Like, that's not easy. That's not easy. That's not easy. With everything else going on too. Fucking, sorry, I'm spitting. Like, fucking, having to pay bills, having to pay all the bills online, which should motherfucking, be a part of the state. The state got to do that. I have to pay a lot of bills online, but those don't count with my Social Security. So I don't get paid extra for the extra bills that I have to pay online. So like all my music bills don't count. You know what I mean? So, and like the Shopify bill, the $350 Shopify bill that I post, that doesn't count for my Social Security. So I would be getting even more in SNAP benefits if they allowed online payments that you make to online subscriptions. But yeah, it's not easy to zank, man. It's not easy to do. And then people got boyfriends and baby mamas and kids and motherfucking just everything has to come together perfectly. It's almost like gambling. It's almost like you gotta hit that motherfucking 1000x to motherfucking get a girl. Like, it's the same thing, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey man, I ain't gonna knock Diddy. I ain't gonna knock Diddy's legacy. You know what I mean? I think that he was really rich and he was in retirement and he was doing what rich retired people do. And it just ended up becoming more into the public eye. It all ended up being in the public eye, you know, and he was just kind of like shit, you know what I mean? I kind of fucked up, but I don't give a fuck how long he's been doing it for. I just think that, you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm thinking of it from my perspective, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think he just made a mistake. You know what I mean? He's partying, he was making mistakes. Like, but he might, you know, whatever. I'm glad I'm not him. You know what I mean? Whatever happens to him, God bless him. I'm gonna get off here at 10 minutes. But it's hard to zank. Okay, it's hard to zank, and I shouldn't have not zanked for 13 years. It wasn't all my fault. Girls, Noah.